All right, John, we're back.
We're back. We're back. Season 2024.
Yes, sir. We got V2 Finale 4, and we have another match for you guys. As you guys saw from the last episode, we are at Bayou Rifle Club, and it is a very challenging range. It is
very.
That wind just, it's not massive wind, but it just switches so fast. It'll just four-ring you to death if you don't watch it. And, you know, we've seen, even in F Open, we've seen them shoot threes, which is equivalent of an 8.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough. If an open
light
gun
wind,
can miss.
Right? Yeah.
Well, that's the point. It's not that they're light, it's that they switch, right? So let's say you have a 1 MOA wind from the right?
Yeah.
And then it switches on you and you don't miss and you don't see it. And now you're 1 MOA the other way. Now you just missed it by 2 MOA. That's massive, you know, if you don't watch it. Yeah. So very dangerous, very tricky range. And but anyway, so we have a great match today. We have Carl Matthews versus Jennifer Santhuff. This is FTR. There's in F Open or F class, we have 2 classes. One is FTR, one is F Open. John, please explain the difference between the 2 classes for our viewers.
So F Open, like Eric and I shoot, is going to be a 10 kilogram or roughly 22-pound gun. We're allowed to use basically any cartridge up to about 33 caliber, depending on where you're shooting. And a little bit less, you know, like basically those are going to be the big differences compared to TR, which has to be off a bipod. So no front rest or anything. They have to shoot off a bipod, and they have to shoot 308 Winchester or 223. And 18.2 pound weight limit for them. So.
Yeah. So they have to shoot off a bipod. In Open, you have a mechanical rest.
Yeah.
The weight limit is less, and it is more challenging for sure. So
definitely.
So that's what we have here today. And these are, again, the V2 Finale. I was going to say these are 2 top competitors. Well, that goes without saying. They're here, right?
100%. 100%.
So,
sponsors?
Again, thank you to our sponsors, Vitovori, again, for being the lead sponsor, and Brooks Barrels, Borden Actions, Sep Rest, and Precision Pay. All great sponsors, and please support them because they support the shooting community and the shooting sports. All right, John, let's do it, man.
100%. I love these FTR matches, I have to tell you. Like, these are always fun to watch.
All right, here we go, John.
All right.
We have, again, Carl Matthews on the right and Jennifer Santhuff on the left. I know because of the screen they look reversed, but that's how they are. And you can see their scores. Carl Matthews started off with a 4 there. It's low. The wind call was perfect.
Yeah, and I mean the flags aren't doing a whole lot right now. They're just kind of just barely moving on the left side there.
Yeah, it's a point and shoot competition here. At least it looks that way. I don't know. Just based on the look at the flags, look at the fact that there's fog on the range.
Right.
So
and look at their first 2 impacts, dead center.
Yeah, that indicates that it's fairly calm. However, the flags are starting to come alive there.
Yeah. Oh.
Like I said, the flags are starting to come alive there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, the flags are lifting from left to right. She may have corrected for that, and it wasn't there. Either way, it was her second sider, so it doesn't count. We are doing convertible siders. So, Carl, if he hits a 5 or a V, he would convert. However, he hit a 4, so none of them get to convert their siders. On siders, you're allowed to convert the last one or both. And obviously, nobody would convert 4s. So,
yeah, at least not in this weather.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying there's been situations where I've seen people convert 4s, but we're talking about it's horrendously windy.
Okay, look at that. Look at the flags on the left. They're definitely starting to move a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And the ones on the right, you know, the first one's kind of moving a little, but the third flag on the right-hand side is definitely coming alive. Now, it looks like there's trees all the way, but there is a cut through those trees at about 600 yards, which is why you're seeing those flags on the right move.
Yeah. So Carl's V1 on there, so that's a great start for him.
Yeah. So Jennifer should have gotten her bearings by now. She sure has.
1 on.
So
Thank you.
off we go.
And you can see, I mean, if you look at Jennifer, like people can't understand how hot and humid it was. You can see Jennifer's already, like, this is an early morning match, and she's already wiping sweat off of her brow
5-2
in between
on.
shots.
Thank you.
Well, that's because she's shooting against Carl.
Oh, where's Carl going?
He's going to go jog for a while.
Oh,
Carl
I
is
see a tuner
adjusting.
change.
He's adjusting his tuner. He's not liking what he sees.
Yeah.
See, he's got 3 shots on target. 4 shots on target. And apparently he didn't like what he was seeing, so he got up and made a tuner change.
Thank you.
And hopefully he went the right way.
Yeah. And from a TR standpoint, both are shooting a different style of bipod. Jennifer's shooting kind of a non-joystick style, and then Carl is shooting a Seb, which is going to be a joystick-driven. So 2 different styles of TR shooting here.
Correct. Jennifer's a back squeezer, which means she aims by squeezing her rear bag.
Yeah.
And Carl has a joystick. It's a Seb. What do they call that? Not a monopod. Joypod. Yeah, a joypod, which has a joystick that allows you to aim. Oh,
Look at that.
Hey, 3 on.
I guess we'll see if the tuner change paid off.
Thank you.
There was something he didn't like. And see, that's the one thing about these shooters. They know exactly what to expect from their rifles, and if it's not behaving in such manner, they make a change. Especially for as calm as it is today, he should be able to really tell
5.
Oof.
how his rifle
Boy,
is behaving.
She just caught that one.
Cut the line.
Yeah, so you can tell. I mean, I'm going to say Carl has the advantage here. His rifle just seems to be shooting, even though they have very similar scores, his rifle just seems to be doing a little bit better.
Yeah, just a little flatter, but we'll see. He's only had 1 shot after that tuner change. I think this next shot will be really indicative of how settled.
Well,
the tuner change.
if it stays flat, it's all you can ask for right now.
Yeah,
You just got to worry
exactly.
about the wind.
Yeah.
Caught it.
5-4 on.
Thank you.
Okay.
They're really taking their time here. Those flags are I mean, it's a 1MOA target. It doesn't take much to miss that thing.
Yeah. And she barely caught that last one. Oh, good recovery there. Yeah.
Great shot.
Thank you.
Yeah. And again, everybody has to remember they've got 45 seconds and you know, 45 seconds is a fair amount of time, but if you're not paying attention, it can get away from you.
They're really taking their time. You can tell how much they're seeing the changes, and they're really
Thank you.
respecting those flags right now.
Yeah. Boy, what a pinwheel X there.
Yeah.
Pinwheel B.
Well, he had that 5 go out that way, so I guess he's really learning what the flags are doing.
I mean, look, they're wiping down every shot. They're wiping down, and I know Jennifer and others, everybody who was wearing glasses in the morning was facing additional issues with condensation forming in the glasses. So I mean, it was definitely even first relay, it was struggling. Yeah, see, she had to take her glasses off.
And you know that's part of the match, right? You have to. I have alcohol wipes in my backpack for things like that. You know what I mean? If my glasses are fogging up,
Yeah.
I clean them off with alcohol. They also make sprays to prevent that from happening. You know, and whenever you are, you know, I mean, we're traveling to matches outside of the United States, maybe ranges that we don't know. You have to be prepared for everything. You just can't have that happen to you.
Yeah, what's the term for that? Distraction management.
Well, it's
Something like
part
that.
of range management, right? This is
Yeah.
the range. The range is hot and humid, and you have to be able to deal with that and be
4,
prepared
6
for it.
on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's obviously having a large distraction by having to deal with the glasses.
Yeah.
There goes Carl again.
Oh.
Carl's not happy.
No.
That gun should not be throwing those shots, and he knows that, you know. So I expect he has multiple different tuner settings. And keep in mind, it's the best 2 out of 3. So he may have, right now, he probably decided this is going to be his tune-up match. And he's going to try to get that rifle shooting as good as possible. He already shot a 4, so he's more likely just going to keep tuning that rifle. And even if he loses this one, if he gets a rifle tune, he has a large chance of winning the next 2.
Yeah. So now he's been up. He's made a change. He had to call out the score, get back in position, check the flags, check the mirage. I mean, he's getting ready. I mean, that's a lot to do in 45 seconds.
He may be going over 45, isn't he?
It doesn't look like he thinks it's his shot. But I saw him chamber around, but...
Yeah, no. There it goes.
There it goes. Okay. He looked very casual there at the end, like he was waiting.
5, 7 on.
Thank you.
Well, maybe he was waiting for a certain wind condition.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, the competitors are not actually running timers, so the 45 seconds is kind of more of a field thing. However, you as the match director are running a timer, and sometimes, you know, under stress, you know, time just seems to fly by, and you know, we may be looking at them going, man, they're taking forever, but in their heads with the stress levels, they're thinking this is just flying by, you know.
Yeah.
Time is relative.
Yeah. Look at that left flag starting to pick up.
5.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the right flag's moving a little bit more now.
Yeah. Yeah, now these are 308 rifles, 308 Winchester, so they are a lot more prone for wind deflection than the open rifles that we shoot.
Thank you.
So
B, sorry.
So I expect them to be holding outside the 5 ring.
Yeah.
No stress.
And I'm trying to keep
He's
these
saying no
glasses
stress
clear.
when.
Yeah, you can hear her saying, "I'm trying to keep these glasses clear."
Yeah. So as I was saying, they're likely holding outside that 5 ring
Oh yeah.
and letting it drift in there. But as you can imagine, if they miss it and it goes right where they're aiming, they're gonna hit a big fat 4 upwind.
Yeah.
Five.
Thank you.
So Carl's down a point, but he does have a V on her right now. I mean, we're still early in here, but halfway. But
Yeah. I mean, but Jennifer doesn't seem to be able to, she's got a pretty good handle of it. Now this is a 10-shot match, so she's only 2 shots away.
Oh, that's right.
Now this is where the siders come in handy, right? If she had shot a second 5 on her sider, she would be done right now.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she would have, if she had clipped a 5 on her second shot, she would be done. She would have won the match already. However, because she missed that second sider, she has 2 more shots to go, and the conditions keep getting worse. It just keeps getting tougher by the minute.
B, 9 on.
Thank you.
In the meantime, Carl just keeps hitting V's. However, he's still 1 point behind.
Yeah. Yeah. He needs some help here.
Well, the beauty or the benefit of having the V count is if she was to make a mistake, he wins automatically.
Right. Yeah, you can definitely tell. I mean, that the time is moving on here.
Now they're getting kicked. Man, does she realize it's her turn?
I don't know, but she's definitely over the 45 seconds here.
She doesn't even have her glasses on, does she? Yeah, she does.
There we go.
She just shot.
Okay.
Good shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, she knows how stressful it is. She just has to hit one more 5 and she wins at this point. So I think that's why she's slowing down even more, because she's really she's really trying to nail that 5, you know. I don't see much change on the range though, John. What do you see?
No, I would agree.
I mean, we are open shooters, so we tend to shoot fast. But okay.
5, all out.
Well, Carl needs her to shoot a 4. That's the only way he wins. And the way the conditions are,
I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening. So Carl's already getting ready for the 3rd match. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Jennifer's been super solid. Now she's waiting a long time. Those flags, look at those flags trying to pick up.
Yeah, the right side's picking up a little bit now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh.
Good shooting, Carl.
Wow.
Good shooting.
I don't know what to say, John.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, you heard her say it. I didn't see it.
I wasn't expecting it to go down like that.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Yeah, they're both surprised.
Picked up right as you were about to shoot.
That was a very uncharacteristic shot for her too. I mean, even if she missed the win call, her rounds have been, pretty much 10 ring high, 10 ring vertical. But
well, that's the danger of waiting so long. You get exposed to more wind conditions than if you were shooting faster, But anyway, it's in the books now. Carl Matthews is up 1 match over Jennifer Santhuff. Now, keep in mind, they only dropped 1 point. They out of 10 shots, they only missed the one-and-away target once.
Yeah.
But like I said, the V2 finale format, she lost 1 match. Now she needs to win the next 2 to stay alive.
Yeah. And those flags, I mean, I don't know. This is just my opinion, but when you're down a match and you don't see big range condition changes when you're starting your next match, you kind of start, you really got to get your head in the game at that point, because it's you're going to be the difference here. That you can't count on big wind changes to throw off your competitor. And that can be hard going into a second stage sometimes.
Yeah. Look at Carl. See what he did. He's really making sure everything is perfect. Everything's right. There was something he didn't like. He fixed it before he starts the match. Well, he shot a 4. Never mind. Yeah. So that kind of told him, hey, you better fix this before you go on.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a 4 will do. It'll really make you reevaluate your entire equipment.
Yeah. That right flag picked up for a second, and then it drops. And then the left flag moves a little, and then it drops. And, they're just kind of playing this little dancing game. That doesn't make things easier, especially at this range, like you said.
It's like if the wind was pulsing,
Yeah.
And you're always afraid of shooting that because you're like in your head you're like, there it is, I got it, and you hold it, and then the flag puffs.
Yeah.
And then you kind of go, well, should I wait? Is that a new condition? It's tough.
Yeah. I mean, look at that left flag now. And then the right flag's kind of puffing along with it just a little bit. So a little bit more coming in, but see if it's worth anything. Huh?
4.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you look down the line, I mean, look at the second flag on the right. It's starting to dance around. Second flag on the left is dancing. Even further down the line, you can see the flags picking up. So it's, I can't say that that left four was unexpected if she didn't see those flags.
Man, Carl needs to get on with it. It's there it is. He needs to. I mean, these conditions, they're only getting worse.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, I don't shoot FTR, so I don't know the. But man, I just from being an open shooter, I think if the conditions holding, let her rip. You know.
Yeah. Now it's kind of fallen off a little bit. The flags on the right fell off a little bit. Now they're picking up again. So, I mean, in the time that she's waited, we've seen several different flag conditions.
Yeah.
Which means she's seeing several different flag conditions.
Yeah. There it is.
4.
Thank you.
That's why she was waiting. She couldn't make up her mind. And I guarantee you that shot went where she was holding.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially with what those flags were showing near the end there. So if you look at the flag on the front right, you can see it's starting to go to a tailwind. See if Carl goes out the right. No.
5, 3 on.
Thank you.
Because all the flags are turning. You can see the second flag on the right is now kind of tailwind to the right a little. Everything's kind of moving in a different direction now. So.
Yeah, and look at the benefits of converting siders. Carl converted his second sider. Yeah. So now he's 3 shots on already. Jennifer's only got 1 on.
Yeah. And again, 10 shot, it's only 10 shots. So, I mean, this goes quick.
Yeah, and she started off with a 4, so that's not a good thing at all. Mainly for confidence. Ooh, she caught that one.
Just caught that.
Thank you.
Yeah. But she's been hanging on the right side of the target.
Yeah. Now the flags are just now they decided to kind of just drop a little, except for that left one there. But I mean, they're just kind of in a weird little droopy tailwind, kind of wisping around. Oh,
okay.
4 on.
All right.
Very well.
Maybe that's why she was on the right side of the target. She was safe siding.
Yeah.
But she's still behind on the V count. Carl's hitting a lot of Vs compared to what she's doing.
But at least now she's not down on points and Vs.
Yeah, she's closer.
Now the flag's picking up a little bit to the left there. And you can see she keeps popping her head up, looking down on her scope, looking up, down on her scope. She's waiting something out. And now it's moving definitely to the left. Look at this. Look at the left 2 flags.
Well, that's old news. That's it already happened.
I know.
The wind's coming from the right, so you got to focus on where the wind is coming from, not where it's going. And see, now those flags died down on the right. Even though the ones on the left are still active. That's because that wind condition is just now making its way through. So now it died down. So Yeah, that's
4.
got to be frustrating. She got the win
Yeah.
call right, but that gun is just not helping her.
No, it's definitely shooting a little big. It's definitely a much different pace watching, compared to the Tracy match that we watched. I mean, it's a very different pacing with these two TR shooters.
I wonder. I've seen some of the, like Ian Clam and Luke Ramsey's and Keith Traps and all them. Man, they shoot fast.
Yeah.
I mean, Keith Trap was an F Open shooter. Peter Johns, when he was an F2R shooter, he shot fast.
Right.
And those guys seem to always be at the top. I wonder if they're not leaving something on the table by shooting so slow.
Yeah.
I think potentially, if anything, they're just exposing themselves to a lot more wind conditions than somebody that would shoot fast. But
yeah, I mean, we used to call it analysis paralysis, right?
Yeah, but again, I don't know. I've never shot TR, so I couldn't tell you. But it just seems from looking at the it's no different than F Open. If you can string fire versus pair fire, you're gonna do better string firing just because there's less time in between shots. But they have a very similar style, which seems to be favoring Carl slightly at the moment.
Yeah. And, we see there's times where there's definitely within pair firing some kind of gamesmanship or some strategy that gets involved where maybe one competitor might slow down or speed up the pace, to kind of try to get a better read on things or to, kind of mix things up a little bit. I'm not seeing any of that. I mean, both of these shooters are sticking to their plan. They're taking their time,
5.
in some cases a fair amount of time and taking their shots. And so it's, and if I remember right, so this was Saturday morning and it was roughly, I think at this point around 75 degrees, 80, maybe 75 to 80 and about 92% humidity. It was something crazy, 90% humidity.
It's free water, John. What are you complaining about? You don't have to go get it. It's everywhere.
Look at Jennifer,
5, 6
fanning herself,
Thank
wiping
you.
herself.
Now, that's another thing we're going to see in some of these matches. This match allowed personal fans.
Yes.
The rule was it had to be aimed at the competitor, not at the barrel or at the gun. So they were not meant for as cooling devices for the rifle. And also you could only use a fan if it wasn't disrupting your competitor.
Correct.
So if you had a fan and your competitor said, "Hey, that fan is bothering me," I don't know, for example, drying out my eyes or anything, then at that point the competitor could not use the fan. But you're going to see on some of these matches a lot of those fans being used.
And it was my job to make sure that if somebody was using one of those fans, I would walk up and I'd put my
5.
hand in front of their action.
Thank you.
And if I felt any breeze, I would have them move the fan until I couldn't feel it. So I tried to keep all of those fans on an even playing field.
I'm sure those shooters were not your biggest fans.
Well, you know what they say, you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah,
But
I do
these-
comedy on the side.
Thank you. I'll be here all day.
Yeah.
Don't forget to tip your waitress. I don't know what's going on, but this is getting very, very slow between the competitors here. And something to understand, and you've seen this because you've shot internationally, complacency between the competitors is not an
Hold on, I
excuse
lost my screen.
to allow the time to not count.
Correct. They seem to be slowing each other down.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's not to their benefit. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But They just seem to be getting slower and slower as the match goes on.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna tell you that as match director, I'm off to the right here.
That's probably why.
Geez.
And I don't know. Part of me believes that part of what's the reason for these shots is because they're shooting so slow. They're just allowing so many different wind conditions to happen.
Yeah, and any benefit that Jennifer had with Carl's missed call, the longer she waits, it becomes less effective, right, as a tool.
I think what's happening is while they're not shooting, look at Carl. He's not shooting. He's kind of over there doing his thing, instead of watching the wind condition. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, there he goes. Now he's doing something else. But you know what I mean? Yeah. I think they should be watching the wind while the other competitor is shooting. And then when they shoot, you can actually use their shot as feedback to what you were seeing. And then you can quickly make a decision on where to hold and where to send your shot. Yeah. But what in between shots, they're not really looking at conditions. They start looking at conditions when it's their turn. And I believe that's the reason it's taking, they're pretty slow. They're literally not using all of the information available to their benefit. And a lot of that information is your partner's shot.
Yeah. Yeah. And if memory serves on this, like Jennifer's taking a very long time here. Carl's been taking a long time. It was something that I noticed as match director. I had begun putting a timer on them. In fact, those are my legs right there in frame. Because there were some exceptional times going on.
Thank you.
45 seconds per shot.
Yeah, I heard you telling them 45 seconds. So they're obviously going over the time limit. But, and they're both doing it. And again, it's a very stressful situation, right? Like I said earlier, it's when you're under stress, we're looking at them going, man, they're taking forever. In their head, they might be going, holy crap, this is just flying by.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be fair, we all understand the stresses that are involved. And if somebody's at 46 seconds, 44 seconds, 45 seconds, those are what we would call a reasonable time because they're within that limit there. Some of these times were in excess of a minute. And so that's when the decision was made to give a warning to both shooters.
Oh my God.
I see a 3.
Wow. Wow. What happened there? I don't see it.
No. That's crazy.
Yeah. Again, you expose yourself to longer conditions, being on the range longer. Like, I don't see anything out there that would have caused that 3. I think she just held out there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there.
4-9 on.
Thank
and
you.
now Carl, he just needs to hurry up and get it over with because he's winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's only got one shot left. So she's got 3.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So Carl just needs to, he can get a 3 and still win. So he just needs to hold center and pull the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm exaggerating, obviously.
I think he still wants a V.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, he was quicker on that one.
Yeah.
The stress is gone. He knows he's got it won. There it is. He hits a 5.
Thank you.
Isn't it amazing? I think we all see this happen at one time or another, but when a little bit of that stress is gone, it's amazing how much easier the shots fall into the 10 or X ring.
Oh, well, yeah. They just, you see clear when you're not stressed out. How many times have you been shooting and you're shooting and you go, man, this is so tough. I can't see it. And, you shoot a horrendous score and then you get off the line. You put all your gear away, you come back, and you get on a spotting scope, and you go, oh, this is crystal clear. The condition just changed. No, it's literally the same out there. It's just your mental state changed.
Yeah.
And most people think, oh, man, look how easy the conditions are now. It's like they've been the same. It's just, you were stressed out.
Yeah.
Look, that last one did the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I must be cheeking it or something.
Yeah.
I must be for him to do it.
Tired and then you.
Yeah, for him to do it twice in a row. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she thinks it's something in her equipment.
Good with you, Jennifer.
She thinks it's something she's doing.
Yeah. And, you know, people need to remember Jennifer holds the women's record for long range. I mean, it's,
Yeah, she's no slouch. It's just how it goes. I mean, she struggled, you know.
yeah. Yeah.
But
it looked like an all around struggle. Like you can, you know, we've done these videos for, you know, going on 4 years now, and you can always see when the competitors are uncomfortable, I think is the best word. Whether it's the humidity, the heat, their positioning, their score, like it's amazing. And I've watched my videos over and over of me shooting in these matches, and it's the same thing. Like I didn't realize at the time how uncomfortable I was, and then you watch the videos and you're like, man, like I kept fidgeting and I was moving, and you can see it. You know, we have that luxury, right? Because we're watching in reverse, but you know, it's amazing to see how uncomfortable you could tell she was through both of those stages.
yeah, I mean, when I'm commentating, I don't ever miss a win call. It's totally different when I'm shooting. I'm always right. But anyway, all right, John. Well, thank you for doing this with me. Obviously, very, very good matches. We got a lot more coming up, and stick around. You guys are going to enjoy it.
And we should note, of course, Carl now continues to advance through the upper bracket.
Yep.
Jennifer is now in the lower bracket and is
the losers bracket, John. Just say it. She's in the losers bracket now. That
fighting
means
for her life.
Because it is a double elimination bracket format.
Yeah.
She can only lose once more, and she's out. Carl obviously moves on. He still has two lifelines.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if she checked in 2 rifles. She may want to try a different rifle next match, and that in itself is a gamble, right? Because what if the next rifle is worse? Because typically you want to bring the better rifle first, right? So in her, even if if she has 2 rifles, this one is her best one.
You would think. I mean,
you're not going to go in with if you have 2 rifles, you're always going to put the best one up there first.
So I will say what's really weird, and I heard this last year, and I heard this year. I heard more than one competitor say, "I'm saving my best rifle for the last day," and I struggle with that. I struggle with that.
How are you going to get there?
You got to get there first.
Yeah, you got to get there first. And that's the thing, right? You got to get there first. And we'll talk about later to what happened to me, you know, at the V2 finale. But I can relate somewhat to that. But I put all my best stuff from day one because that's the only way you keep advancing. But you know, what's the point of going home early with all your really good ammo and your really good rifle intact? Anyway. All right, John. Thank you. And all of you, thank you for being here. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to thank our sponsors.
Yep. And get out and shoot. Go get some points. Show up in one of these videos and have some fun.
All righty. Keep them centered.